We're out here today putting the HOKA One One RINCON through its paces with the long run test. So there we go guys, 12 miles done and dusted in the HOKA One One RINCON, which now concludes testing with today's long run review. Also apologies for the lack of B-roll footage, typically the GoPro died. It's playing up at the moment, so I need to look into what's going on there. But a quick welcome to all of you new subscribers here. Many thanks for joining us on the channel, and of course I hope you're enjoying the content. Just to break it down for you guys, we like to do shoe reviews very slightly differently here. Obviously, I love to give you my first impressions on any shoe that I get straight out the box, first run, how it felt, that kind of wow factor, or not if that's the case. But also, I do a lot of training, and I do a lot of training on different terrain. So it's really important that I break shoe reviews down for you guys. And I love to do a speed test and a long run test, and maybe if it's a trail shoe, maybe a terrain test, and just give you guys the full picture rather than just saying, hey, my first impressions, this shoe was magic when I slipped it on, or it wasn't so good. I like to try and give you a bit more of a breakdown. As a lot of you know and have been watching the channel, I'm alternating the Rincon and the New Balance Propel at the moment because they're just a dream combination, and there are various reasons for that, and those reasons have come out in the reviews that I've been doing. So today, as I said, it's all about the long run. How did this thing fare? How did it handle? Let's dive in. So for me, there are always two things I look for in a shoe when I'm doing the long run test: the comfort and the responsiveness. How does it make me want to run? Is it a shoe that I'm going to be plodding in? And is it a shoe that if I am plodding it, makes me feel comfortable? Or does it not feel so good if I'm plodding in it? Or if it's a shoe that's meant to go fast, namely this thing, how does it feel? How responsive is it? How does it push me on? How does it affect my stride? How does it make me want to run? Does it make me want to run fast? Or does it feel like it's holding me back? Well, I'm pleased to tell you that this thing, even though it was slightly shorter mileage, and that is because we're tapering for the Swindon Half Marathon next week, this thing, it was hard to resist the urge to go fast, but it felt absolutely fantastic. The cushioning in this thing, combined with the responsiveness as to how it felt, was just 10 out of 10. It was absolutely brilliant. Now, don't get me wrong, the Propels have been the shoe, and the Night Zoom Fly 3s have been the two shoes that I've gone to for my long runs recently. And if I'm honest with you, they're the shoes that I'm going to continue to long run in, because actually I don't want to waste this shoe on a type of run that it's really not geared towards. Bearing in mind the Rincon has very, very, very limited rubber outsole, only bar these patches here, meaning the wear and tear and the degradation on the bottom is going to happen a heck of a lot quicker than potentially other shoes. So I want to save this for what it's best at. But if you're investing in this shoe and you're looking at the shoe as kind of an all-round shoe, wondering if it can do everything for you, maybe if you're someone that just wears one pair at a time like I used to, that was very common for me for the first 3 or 4 years of my running career, just buy a shoe, it would do everything, then I'd get the next shoe when I wore it out, then fear not, this thing will handle the long run. For me, I went out today and the goal was just to run 12 miles easy. I was just able to kind of hold easy there. I didn't want to run easy in it. It didn't make me want to feel like I could run easy in it. It did allow me to, and I was disciplined enough to run easy, but I did find myself pushing very slightly on the uphill sections. It kind of put a spring in my step and made me want to just go that little step further, but I did have to hold myself back. But I've got to be honest with you, I completed the 12 miles, I got to the end, and it felt absolutely just like a dream. I mean, this shoe is light, as you guys know. For me, it's very responsive, it's snappy, it's sharp, it makes me want to move, and I've been loving this thing in the workouts. And I can assure you, if today I had the urge to kick on and do some stuff at marathon pace, or do some stuff at half marathon pace, or interval pace, fartleks, whatever, during that long run, this would have obliged very, very nicely. I mean, all I can say about this shoe, in summary, is that it's a great all-round shoe. Yes, I am personally going to be keeping it to the speed workouts, maybe the middle distance long runs type of thing where I need something light on my feet but that's going to be cushioned enough to make my feet feel great when I finish the run. I won't be taking it on the long run so much. However, fear not, because it can certainly do them. So my recommendation, if I'm completely honest with you, is as always, I leave it up to you guys. This information is just for you to process and digest. If you want a shoe that can do everything, this is going to do everything. Just bear in mind, you're going to chew through it very quickly. I feel very fortunate to have the New Balance Propels as well, and the Zoom Fly 3s there to mix things up for me, meaning I can save this thing for what it's meant to be for. However, in terms of the long run test, it passed with absolute flying colours. So those are kind of my final thoughts. That wraps everything up with the HOKA One One RINCON. For me, an absolute diamond of a shoe. Up there, top 3 of 2019 so far, pushing top 2. Ooh, it's going to be tight. Look forward to the end of year shoe review from me. All the shoes I've run in, giving you the breakdowns of how I found them. This one is going to be up there, pipping it in some of the categories. So there we go, those are my thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts, of course. Have you got the HOKA One One RINCON? Have you run it? Where do you run in it? Do you enjoy running in it? And what is your preference, of style of running in it? Do you like to go fast, or do you find you can run slow in this thing? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. So that's it guys today. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you give it a like, share it with your friends, and of course do consider subscribing to the channel if you're new here, and I'll see you next time. Until then.